Financial Markets Monthly Report. The report, released on Thursday, showed that the Naira's exchange rate increased by 2.38% to close at 1,631 Naira 71 kobo per dollar, up from 1,592 Naira 89 kobo per dollar in September. The FX market turnover for October was 10.08 billion dollars, that is 16.30 in diverse situation. Dr. Madane underscored the need for comprehensive transparency and accountability in governance, cautioning against restricting oversight to financial management alone. She highlighted that all facets of resource management, including asset control and infrastructure maintenance, must be subjected to strict accountability measures. It extends to every aspect of governance, from storekeeping to managing infrastructure, she remarked, emphasizing the necessity of control mechanism beyond just financial oversight. She stressed the importance of accounting for government-procured assets and called for stronger measures to prevent misuse. She also highlighted the need for capacity building and workforce motivation to enhance public resource management. Dr. Madine described this decline in manufacturing operations with many businesses unavailable beyond 8 hours a day. This situation has worsened due to repeated national grid collapses, leading to unsold inventory valued at over 1.2 trillion naira. Manufacturers are being forced to rely on expensive generator power, while many are not even metered, resulting in high costs of inadequate or unavailable electricity. Ajayi Kadi pointed out that national alternative energy sources. With the grid collapsing multiple times this year, he called on the government to incentivize alternative energy solutions and collaborate with private sector players to address the power crisis. He also emphasized the need for the full implementation of reforms in the Power Act to ensure long-term solutions, stabilize electricity supply, and reduce energy costs for manufacturers. Telecom operators in Nigeria are seeing some progress in repaying the 250 billion naira debt related to unstructured supplementary service data, USSD services, with smaller banks beginning to make payments. However, larger banks, which account for most of the debt, have yet to pay significantly. The chairman of the Association of Licensors liked the issue. The debt, which stems from charges for USSD services, has raised concerns about the sustainability of these services, which are critical for financial transactions. Telecom operators have warned that they may be forced to discontinue USSD services for banks if the debt is not settled. Although previous government intervention, the situation has placed considerable pressure on telecom companies, with many stakeholders urging quick actions to prevent disruption to services that regulators to better serve retirees and address the evolving need of the pension sector. Mrs. Folashade Onanuga, managing consultant of Motodor's Pension Consult, made this call during the CPIN 2024, invested out challenges including the formal and informal sectors, delay in contributions and pension payments, inadequate funding of accrued pension rights, and limited awareness of the scheme's benefits. To improve the system, Onanuga recommended regular strategy sessions between operators and regulators to anticipate entrepreneurship reports by FITS Foundation. This marks a notable improvement in female entrepreneurship, with women now leading 48% of the surveyed business, up from 42% in 2023 and 39% in 2022. However, the report also revealed a slowdown challenges they face in sustaining and expanding their businesses. The findings were shared at the State of the Foundation's 10th Annual Policy Dialogue Series on Entrepreneurship in Lagos. Akeem Lawal says processing and switch has identified Africa's region highlighted challenges such as a lack of unified currency, limited cross-border mobility system. He expressed optimism that technology could address these issues within the next 124 megawatts per hour, amounting to $1 billion naira. This increased to 6 point instability. Grid failures also caused significant damage to hydropower infrastructure, including equipment destruction, turbine damage, and increased operational cost. Experts like Joy Ogaji, CEO of the Association of Power Generation Companies, highlighted the severe operational and financial impact on GenCos, calling for better infrastructure, maintenance, and financial support. Industry stakeholders stressed the need for coordinated efforts. TV Network 1, ex-formerly Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. African Development Bank has advanced its special agro-industrial processing zones initiatives aimed at transforming Nigeria's rural areas into hubs of economic prosperity. Senior Special Advisor on Industrialization to the AFDB pressed the post manage 1% by the second half of fiscal year 2025. Regarding the yen, Japan's currency had weakened against the dollar in November, reaching a 4-month low of 156.74 on November 15th, but has since rallied slightly to 154.28. Experts expect the BOJ to continue its gradual interest rate hikes to maintain currency stability. European stocks closed higher on Thursday, with the pan-European stock 600 rising by 0.47%, ending a four-season losing streak. Insurance stocks led the gains, climbing 1.64%, while telecom saw a slight dip of 0.37%. JD Sports, a British sports retailer, saw its shares fall 15.5% after warning that its annual profit could be at the lower end of its guidance, citing a tough October and weak consumer spending. Investor sentiment had been dampened overnight due to Nvidia's earnings release, which came under intense scrutiny given high expectations. While Nvidia reported a 94% year-on-year surge in revenue for Q3, its growth rate had slowed compared to the explosive increases seen in previous quarters. Nvidia's stock reacted with volatility, first slumping in pre-market trading and continuing to fluctuate after the U.S. market opened. In Asia-Pacific market, mostly fell overnight, with U.S. stocks were mixed during morning trading. Stock futures edged lower on Thursday evening, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average, S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100 futures posting slight declines. This followed a modestly positive session where the Dow climbed 1.06%, the S&P 500 gained 0.53%, and the Nasdaq Composite rose 0.03%. Nvidia, after an earnings beat, urged up 0.5%, supporting market sentiment. The major indexes are set to close the week with gains, led by Nasdaq Composite 1.56% rise, rebounding from last week's post-election slowdown. Nuven CIO Saria Malik attributed the recovery to a market adjustment post-election and positive earning result from Nvidia. After hours trading was driven by earnings reports, Gap shares surged 15% following an earning beat and an improved sales forecast, while Intuit fell more than 5% despite strong quarterly results. Friday's focus will be on preliminary November PMI reports, updated consumer sentiment data, and Bitcoin's performance as it approaches the $100,000 milestone. Bitcoin surpasses $99,000 for the first time on Thursday, hitting a high of $99,046.94 before settling at $98,273.50, fueled by the optimism about a potential second Trump presidency. Investors anticipate pro-crypto policies, including favorable regulations and the possibility of a national Bitcoin reserve, driving demand. The rally was supported by increased futures market activity during Asian trading, with over $100 million in short liquidations adding momentum. Analysts suggest Bitcoin has entered a phase where prices may continue climbing despite technical overbought conditions, with the $100,000 psychological barriers in sight. While Bitcoin has surged 130% in 2024, crypto stocks struggle. Coinbase fell 7.7% and MicroStrategy dropped 16.2%. Though Mara Holdings gained 6.9%, Bitcoin's rise highlights its strength amid expectations of inflation and shifts in the global economic landscape. George Milling-Stanley, the founder of the first gold tracking ETF, remains optimistic about the future of gold despite market inflations. He cited strong demand from central banks and individual investors, particularly in emerging markets like India and China, as key factors supporting commodity. Milling-Stanley noted that even after the post-election pullback in gold futures and the SPDR gold shares, ETF gold has started to recover and regain momentum. The launch of GLD 20 years ago revolutionized commodity ownership by making it easier for investors to access gold. Since then, investment in gold has shifted significantly from jewelry to bullion and ETFs, with demand for the precious metal surging. Todd Sun, a technical strategist at Strategas, highlighted that GLD's broad accessibility has made it easier for investors to diversify their portfolios beyond equities and fixed incomes. Since its inception, GLD has seen a 451% increase, and in 2024 alone, it has risen by 29%. This growth underscores the lasting appeal of gold as an investment, supported by both traditional and new investor interest. This is where we wrap it up on this edition of Atn Business on Atlantic Television Network, right here in the city of Port Harcourt. I am Wendy Aguma. We are open for advert placements, bookings, and commercials, and you can stay connected on ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X formerly Twitter, Atlantic TV Net.